Hi everybody and welcome to another episode of EV Unite. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at the MUSTART 40 amp level 2 home EV charger. So we're going to start out the video by doing an unboxing of the product, and I'll talk through some of the product specifications. Then I'm going to show you how to set up the charger. Following that, I'm going to do a demonstration where I charge a Tesla Model Y using this charger. And then at the end of the video, I'll do a review and I'll talk about some of the things that I like and what I don't like about the product. So if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing for more electric vehicle content. And if you have any questions or comments, make sure to leave those in the comment section below. So without further ado, let's get started. All right, so now let's go ahead and get this thing open and see what we have inside. At the top here, we have a user manual and a warranty card. In here we have some sort of mounting brackets and hardware. Here's a hook to wrap the cable around. This is somewhere to you can store the handle using this bracket here, and it also comes with the hardware. So we can see here that it comes with this kind of travel bag so that you can store the charger in this bag and bring this with you wherever you go. So this does give you the ability to not only charge at home, but if you were going somewhere else that had the NEMA 14-50 plug, then you can charge your car there as well. So let's take a look and get this open. So in here we've got the charging unit. We could see here that this is a NEMA 14-50 plug, which is basically just a standard dryer outlet, and you could plug that in. So here we could see our J1772 handle and plug, and it has this little rubber cap here to protect the leads. So if we take a look at the main body of the unit here, we could see that there's three colored lights. So there's a fault, that's yellow, power in green, and charging in red. We can also see here that we have a strain relief on the bottom of the unit, as well as a strain relief at the top of the unit. One thing to note too is that this cable here is 25 feet long, which is a pretty good length to reach your car. Alright, so now that we have everything out of the box, the next step, I'm going to show you how to set up the charger. So let's go ahead and do that step now. Okay, so I'm going to be installing this charger on this wood panel right in between the two garage bays. I actually have an entire separate video where I talk about the best location to mount your charger, but the general rule of thumb is that you're going to want to mount it at shoulder height, somewhere between 40 and 50 inches. And if you're not comfortable running the electrical yourself, then I would definitely recommend hiring an electrician for this step. One thing you want to keep in mind is the orientation of the plug. So in this case, the charger, it's a little bit, in my opinion, upside down. You basically have the plug part coming off at the top and then the charging cable on the bottom. So just keep that in mind that in this case, we're going to have to mount it like that and then plug it in here at the bottom. Another thing you're going to want to make sure you do is shut the breaker off at the panel, and that's just going to make sure during the installation that you're being safe throughout the entire process. So let's go ahead and turn the breaker off now. In order to mount the charger to the wall, the unit comes with two brackets and then the screws that you need to screw it and mount it into place. So one of these is going to go on the top and then the other one's going to go on the bottom. So now we're going to mount these brackets in place and then we'll be able to clip the charger onto the walls. Alright, so now that we have the bottom bracket in place, I'm just going to put the charger into position to see where the top bracket should mount. So that's going to go like that. And this one we're going to want right about here or so. So I'm going to just with a pencil mark the top of the bracket. Alright, so now that we have the brackets mounted on the wall, we're going to put the unit onto the wall using the nuts and bolts that are provided with the kit. Alright, so now you can see that the unit is mounted on the wall. So just double check, make sure that your breaker is shut off, and now we can plug the charger into the outlet. Okay, so now we're all plugged in. The next step is going to be to mount the bracket to hold the charging cable and to hold and store the handle. So let's go ahead and do that now. So one thing to note is the orientation of the handle holder. You're going to want to make sure that this groove is installed on the bottom. Alright, so now that we have everything hanging up on the wall, we can go ahead and take the cable and wrap it on the cable mount, and then put the handle in the handle storage unit here. So I will say in this setup it is a little bit awkward. As you can see here, we've got the cable mounted above the charger, so we kind of have the cable dangling down and dangling in front of the charger, which isn't really ideal. Also, because of limited space that we have here in this landing space between the two garage bays, the handle is somewhat forced to be mounted near the cable as well. So I do think this is a little bit bunched up of a setup. I would recommend, if you have more space to go laterally, left or right, that you would install the handle either to the left or the right of the charger. And you can also do the same thing for the cable itself. Now all we have to do is flip the breaker to turn the power on to the unit. And then the next thing I'm going to do is charge a Tesla Model Y with this charger. So let's go ahead and do that step now. So we can see here, now that the charger is being supplied power, we have the green light showing on the charger, and then the LCD display is now on as well. So if you own a Tesla and you want to charge using this charger, then all you're going to have to do is use the adapter that comes with your car. So this adapter is J1772 to Tesla, and that'll allow you to use this charger to charge your car. Alright, so now let's go ahead and charge the car. And you can see here that we're currently at 170 miles of range. So it's blinking blue, now it's green, and that means it's charging. So let's go take a look inside the car. So we can see here that the car is slowly ramping up to 40 amps. We are charging at 240 volts, and now that we're at 40 amps, you can see that we're getting 36 miles of charge delivered to the car per hour. You can see here we now have delivered 1 mile of range to the car. One thing to note is that it's saying here that the time remaining is 35 minutes, and that's only because we don't have the set point on the car all the way to full charge. We're only charging to roughly 2/3. So now that we've shown the charging within the car, let's go take a look at the LCD display that's on the charger itself. So you can see here that it's displaying that we're at 40 amps charging. We've delivered 0.2 kilowatt hours of power to the car. The elapsed time has been 1 minute and 48 seconds. And we are just around 240 volts. Alright, so now I'm going to unplug the charger from the vehicle, and that's going to conclude the demo section of this video. Alright, so now that I've had a chance to test out the product, I'm going to give you my review, and I'm going to start off with some of the things that I like about the product. So to start, it was packaged really well and nothing came damaged or broken in the box. So we were off to a good start right off the bat. The product was really easy to install. As you can see, it's really just a few screws and only takes a matter of 5 to 10 minutes. The cable length is nice, so it's a 25-foot cable, which allows you to reach your car even if it's at a far distance. And when you compare that to some other chargers on the market, which are only 18 feet, that extra length is really helpful. I think this charger has a good advantage of being really mobile, and if you're someone who's planning to travel a lot and want to bring a level 2 charger with you, then having that carrying case and a nice lightweight charger is really a nice feature. Overall, a big factor is the price point. So this is currently available on Amazon for only $360, and that's really more affordable than a lot of chargers on the market. I am going to leave an affiliate link in the description below. It's the same price to you if you purchase the charger, but it does give me a small commission if you purchase through the link, and that's just something that really helps out the channel, and I'd really appreciate if you use that. So now that I've discussed some of the things that I like about the charger, let's talk about some of the things that I think can be improved in the next version. Some improvements that I'd like to see from MUSTART in the future. First off, I think it would be nice to have a mobile app for this charger. There are a lot of other chargers on the market that have a mobile app that allow you to monitor your charge from any location, and I think that's really a nice feature. Another thing I don't think that is great is that both the cable and handle storage are separate from the main unit. So this requires you to install them separately. And I've seen this elegantly done on other chargers where it's fully integrated into the charger itself. I do think that the two brackets that are used to mount the charger to a wall are not great. I know MUSTART does offer a better bracket that you can mount, but this is something that's sold separately, and it would be nice to see that as sold as part of the charging kit. Lastly, I think that the cable orientation is something that can be improved in the future. Right now you have the cable that plugs into the wall that comes out of the top of the charger, and then the charging cable comes out of the bottom. A lot of other chargers on the market have both cables coming from the bottom, and that tends to work out a little bit better so that you can wrap the cable below the charger and plug it in without interfering with the main unit itself. As for my recommendation on this charger, I think this charger is really best suited for someone who just wants a simple charger that charges their car and does its job. It charges at 40 amps, which is great. A lot of other chargers on the market are only 32 amps. And having that flexibility to be able to pick up the charger and bring it with you somewhere else and charge at level 2 speeds, that's really a nice option. If you're specifically just a Tesla owner, this might not be the charger for you. I'd probably recommend just going with the Tesla Gen 3 charger. If you're either a mixed household where you have Teslas and non-Teslas, or you have something, for example, like a Nissan Leaf or any other non-Tesla, then this is a charger that I would definitely recommend. I think it's really affordable, and when you compare the features and specs to a lot of other chargers on the market, it really stands out as one of the top options. So hopefully this video was helpful to you. If you still have any questions or comments, make sure to leave those in the comment section below, and I'll make sure to respond to those. If you found any value in the video and you liked it, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you're interested in more electric vehicle content, then make sure to subscribe to the channel to be notified of future videos. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.